Hello, Days.lol fans. This is for Wednesday, June 26th. Please like, subscribe, and share. Brady's talking to Marlena about the prom nightmare before. He said, I agree with Theresa on this. Tate should not have lied to us. We caught him in the hotel room, Now we have to deal with the consequences. So Tate's sleeping in, I guess. Marlena said, maybe he's just tired. And he said, what do you think about this, Marlena? And she said, well, do you really want to know? And he said, yes. And she said, well, what I think is that this is more about Tate's mother and your feelings for her than it is Tate. Yeah, give him something to chew on there. So Alex can't wait to get to work and break the news to Brady that he proposed to Theresa last night, and there is Brady's reaction. He really didn't have a reply today on the show. He just looked stupid like he has been lately, so what can we say? Teresa's busy showing off that rock to Bonnie, and she said, wow, you spent a lot of Victor's money on that, didn't you? And he said, well, she's worth it. So she leaves the room for whatever, and Bonnie's busy telling Alex that, he needs to be careful. She thinks, Theresa might be manipulating for him for his money. And he tells her, I don't want to have this conversation I had with Justin last night. And he looked there, and she said, well, you can do better than Theresa anyway, right? And he looks over his shoulder, and there's Theresa. She overheard everything. And Bonnie said, oh, Theresa, you look good today. And she said, oh, Bonnie, you look embarrassed being caught right in the process of trash-talking me behind my back. Since when is it okay for Bonnie to trash-talk me behind my back? And she said, well, since I talked to my husband, Justin, and he loves his son, and I love Justin too, and we're just concerned about, what maybe your motives are. And Alex said, I told her she has nothing to worry about, Theresa, that I trust you. Yeah, big mistake, Alex, but you get what you pay for, right? So she's asking Bonnie, well, what's with this 180 change? I thought you were on board with this. She said, that's before the long conversation with Justin. And she said, oh, I see. Then they're talking about Xander's wedding, and she said, well, we'll get to meet Xander's mother. And she's like, what? And she said, yeah, but, they had the wrong number, so I don't know if she'll make it or not. Well, Sarah comes over to, Bonnie's going to help her with the wedding invitations, and she said, we got another one to add on there. We found Xander's mom's address. Theresa is grinding her teeth over there, because the last thing she wants is Xander's mother coming into the fold and telling everybody who the real heir of Victor's legacy is, and it's not Alex. Chanel's bent over. She's cramping. They got to get her to the hospital, and they are pronto, ASAP. They are gone. Dr. Green once again comes to the aid of a crying, broken Leo. And he said, well, the other day when you told me you weren't gay, and Dr. Green said, did I tell you that? Did I say that? And then in comes Chanel, and he has to go take care of Chanel. He catches Marlena over at the desk, and he says, I know I got to wait till tomorrow. I'll just white knuckle it. And she said, well, I've got a few minutes. And they go in and have a few words, and she reassures him, and she loves him to death. You can just tell. And then he tells her how the new doctor was kind of flirting with him, and she told him not to read too much into that. But he did overhear him on the phone, and he said, who was that, your significant other? He said, my girlfriend. And he said, oh, your girlfriend. Not so much good news for Johnny and Chanel. It's official, they have lost their baby. They are devastated. Chanel is crying, Johnny's crying. It's awful. Dr. Green hated to give them this news. Any doctor does. Paulina comes in. She's like, what's going on? He said I could come in. And Johnny said, we lost the baby. And she said, what happened? Did they say what happened? And Chanel looks at Paulina and said, this is all your fault. It's your fault we lost the baby. And she has got such hate in her face and her voice. And that is a wrap for today. And it's a sad ending for Johnny and Chanel.